Good morning. This is Komal Gujar, and today I am going to share my PPT on the topic cross cultural approach in psychology under the guidance of Professor Rajiv Jha sir. So, before knowing cross cultural, let us know what is culture. Culture refers to the shared beliefs, values, custom, behavior, and artifacts that characterize a group or a society. Culture shapes our people pursue their pursue and interact with the world, influencing their identities, relationships, and perspective. Now, let us know something about cross-cultural. Cross-cultural cross-cultural is nothing but the study of two or more culture. Now we are going to understand the cross-cultural psychology with an example. So, first, we are going to collect a data of two countries. That is the one is Japan and second is US. Now we will analyze their differences. So let us take an example of their communication style. Let how they communicate. Now we will compare and see that in America, the people mostly speaks directly, and whereas in Japan they speak indirectly. That means they have a relay on their tone. Now what I want to conclude is that I get to know that in American people spoke directly so that misunderstandings do not happen, but in Japan they do not directly say no. Instead of that, they say that it would be difficult. So here we get to know about the different cultural in society. So now what are the uses of cross cultural? First, cross cultural has various application in understanding human behavior. Student interested in field can benefit. First is that parenting practice. When the child is rearing, we input our values, behavior, culture into him or her, so that his development is in a good direction. Secondly, personality development. Culture plays an important role in personalities or in individual development to to behave in a good way with the society. Third is child psychology. So, as child rears, we know if the child is growing, he also change his behavior. So, a culture teaches child how to live in the diverse society and how to respect other culture. Now, let us know something about impact of cross-cultural psychology. So, cross-cultural is not same as another psychology's branches. Like it do not focuses on how parents put an influence an individual, how society influence. It mostly highlight that how culture influence the child, a person, or an individual. How culture let them survive in society. How they accept the diversity and how they respect the diversity. Now, here, this is a study of Margaret Mead, which he conducted a significant study on cross-cultural study uh, in a tribal area. So, this is a study of social contrast in sexual orientation rule, which was happened in New Guinea. So what he saw that there were three tribes. First one is Arpesh, then it is Mundugumor, and then Chambuli. In Arpesh, we can see that there is a fit female stereotype, which means that females are traditionally seen cooperative, nurturing, and gentle. They play central role in maintaining social harmony within the tribe. Second is Mundugumur, where men are seen like arrogant, aggressive, power showing, competent, and dominating. The third one is reverse gender roles, where they say that men are mostly in artifacts thing, like they are mostly in creative things, they do creative things. And women are in economic, women's works in economic, women are dominating, all the economic actions takes place through women, whereas men is concerned and responsible for tasks like pottery, decorations, etc. So this was my part which I presented. Now the another part of this PPT will explained by my partner Rifat Sayed. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, I am Syed Rifat, roll number 42. I will be continuing from advantages of cross-cultural research. One advantage is universal validity. The findings from cross-cultural research can apply to many different cultures, making them more useful and accurate for people around the world. One more advantage is variable range. By studying people from different culture, researchers can see a wider variety of behaviors. If they only study one culture, they might miss out on important differences. Another advantage is behavior isolation. Cross-cultural research help us understand whether a behavior is influenced by culture or if it's same everywhere. This helps us know what behaviors are unique to each culture and what's common to all humans. Another advantage is cultural awareness. Cross cultural research helps people learn about other cultures, making it easier for them to understand and work well with the people from different backgrounds. Though there are many advantages in cross cultural research, there are some barriers too. One barrier is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism is when we believe that our way of doing things is the best and judge other cultures negatively because they do things differently. For example, people from different countries might criticize each other's behavior because they think their own culture is right. It creates an us versus them attitude. Another barrier is stereotyping. Stereotyping is when we make assumption about people based on their culture or nationality, often using oversimplified or incorrect ideas. For example, people across things Indians only eat curry, which is very inaccurate as Indian food is diverse. Another barrier is psychological barriers. When working with people from other cultures, it's hard to change your usual way of doing things. For example, in some cultures like USA or UK, feedback is often given in a direct and straightforward way, focusing on areas of improvement. However, in cultures like Japan or South Korea, feedback tends to be more indirect to avoid hurting someone's feeling. There are few more barriers such as language differences. Language barriers when a people in group speak different level of common language like English, it can cause misunderstanding or make people hesitant to speak. This can affect how well people work together. For example, non native English speakers might feel left out or worry their contribution won't be valued. More barriers like geographical distance and time zone variation. In global teams working remotely, people don't get to interact and build relationships as they would in an office. This can make collaboration harder. Also, people in different time zones may find it difficult to attend meetings, which can make them feel disconnected from the team. For example, someone might leave a job because they're tired of having late night meetings. Conflicting value in cross culture research. Culture is like an iceberg. What you can see on the surface are visible actions and behavior, like how people greet each other to celebrate holidays. But underneath the surface, there are deeper values and beliefs that influence those actions. Cultural clashes happen when someone's behavior conflicts with their own values. Often, if you don't understand or agree with someone's behavior, it's because their values are different from yours. There's no right or wrong way of doing things. It's just that different cultures have different standards and beliefs. Lastly, to conclude, cross cultural management is crucial for preparing students and future professionals to navigate the diverse global workforce. Understanding how to work effectively with people from different cultures is not just an optional skill, it's essential in today's interconnected world. In today's job market, employers value employees who can work well in diverse teams. Cross-cultural training provides students with skills to be more adaptable and competitive in their careers, especially in international business or global companies. Overall, from an educational point of view, cross-cultural management is not just about learning how to work with people from different cultures, it's about preparing students to thrive in globalized world. Thank you.